What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the latest Liverpool transfer news video, and I wanted to report on the transfer deadline day for the European transfer deadline day, because reportedly Lazar Markovic was already in Belgium to finalize a move to Anderlecht, and it collapsed on the last minute, which is really weird because Liverpool already agreed a 2.9 million pound transfer fee to Anderlecht, who had, I think, Lazar Markovic previously on loan. And according to James Pearce of the Liverpool Echo, the 24-year-old Lazar Markovic traveled to Belgium on Friday. And, Liverpool also had a clause in the contract that if Markovic signs for Anderlecht, we will have a 50% resale value on Lazar Markovic, which means that if Lazar Markovic is sold by Anderlecht to any other club, Liverpool will receive 50% of the sale. However, following talks with Anderlecht, where he spent, the second part of last season on loan, Lazar Markovic didn't agree on the terms before the deadline day passed, which is really annoying, which means that now Lazar Markovic will run down his contract at Liverpool. He's on probably higher wages at Liverpool right now than he would have been at Anderlecht, and that means that Lazar Markovic is a mercenary who just shows money over footballing ambition, because at Anderlecht he would have played games, and this is a crucial stage in his career because he's 24 years old. He needs to play, but he will just sit in the reserves at Liverpool collecting wages for a full year, and then maybe Lazar Markovic is gambling on signing on the signing bonus that he would get as a free agent next summer. This is really annoying because Liverpool really wanted to move him on. He has been one of the biggest failed transfers of Liverpool for the past 5 years. Remember that we signed Lazar Markovic about 5 years ago for 20 million pounds from Benfica, where he was a very exciting teenager, and he only played one season at Liverpool, scoring 3 goals in 34 appearances under Brendan Rodgers before being loaned out to Hull City, Sporting, Fenerbahce and then Anderlecht, and he didn't really impress at any of those clubs, and that is really annoying. His transfer value was a little bit over the top, but we paid 20 million for him because he was a very highly rated young talent. But it looks like that he just lacks the work ethic, the determination that really is required to make it at the very top level at Liverpool. And there is no wonder that many Liverpool managers didn't really fancy Lazar Markovic. Jurgen Klopp never really gave him a chance, apart from the odd preseason or the odd, League Cup appearance. Lazar Markovic never really got a run of games under Jurgen Klopp, because Jurgen Klopp probably saw him in training and he felt that he is not good enough. And frankly, if you can't really even impress at clubs like Hull City, Sporting and Fenerbahce, way below Liverpool's level, then you will never make it at Liverpool. And this is of course not a big loss for Liverpool, but it's still a loss that we couldn't move him on, because we have to pay another year of Lazar Markovic's wages, and in return we get absolutely nothing, or almost absolutely nothing. I can't even see Lazar Markovic starting for Liverpool in the League Cup in the autumn months. And Anderlecht is pretty angry about this, because Anderlecht Anderlecht manager Hein, I don't want to pronounce his name, Van Heijzenbroek or something like that. He said that and I quote, "Our president and sporting director did everything to convince Markovic to sign. They waited until Liverpool lowered the price. They almost did a crazy effort for the player, but it wasn't enough. It's his own fault that the deal fell through." This basically confirms that Lazar Markovic, even though Anderlecht upped their wages, they waited for Liverpool to drop their price, because Anderlecht is not a rich club in terms of the big clubs in world football, so they couldn't pay like 10 million for Lazar Markovic. So they wanted to pay 2.9 million for Lazar Markovic, and they wanted to offer him a good package with wages and bonuses and everything. And Lazar Markovic rejected even that. And that is, I think, a really greedy move by Lazar Markovic, and a risky move in that, because if next summer no big club, like even big club in terms of you like Anderlecht is a really big club in terms of you know, Belgian football. It's the biggest club in Belgium, maybe next to Club Bruges, and Lazar Markovic could have played in the Europa League, and he could have been in the title race at Belgium. And it's Belgium is a really like good footballing country in my opinion. It's basically 1 or 2 levels below the top European leagues, but Lazar Markovic can't expect to go to I don't know, to top Bundesliga club or a top Spanish club, because nothing that he did in the past 4 years warrants a big club to come in for him. So I think it would have been a good decision for Markovic in terms of his football career, maybe not in terms of how much money he will get. But at this point, Lazar Markovic must be loaded, because even if you are a squad player at Liverpool, you earn so much money in like 5 years that you could live off of it for the rest of your life if you don't spend it very quickly. So I don't really understand why Lazar Markovic rejected the move to Anderlecht. It's really a money move, which is really annoying. Another very interesting report is that Liverpool are closing in on signing a very young, exciting midfield prospect. He is dubbed the next Jordan Henderson. It's 15-year-old Lucas Stephenson, who is one of the most talented youngsters at Sunderland's academy. And he has a glowing reputation. He's in talks with Liverpool, and it's to bolster the under-18 Liverpool squad. Liverpool are hoping to sign Stephenson for a compensation fee in the region of £200,000, which is almost nothing for a club of Liverpool's size. And according to Liverpool Echo's James Pearce, you know, he's a very highly talented and highly, you know, sought after youngster. And it's of course better to sign players at this young age, because you don't have to pay a lot of money. And if he turns out to be the next Trent Alexander-Arnold, or the next in terms of you know, coming through the youth ranks, Raheem Sterling, Liverpool signed him as a 16-year-old, and we sold him for 50 million to Man City, remember that. Andrew Robertson is another example. We signed him at a very young age at just £8 million, and look at him, he is now one of the best left backs in the Premier League. So Liverpool are increasingly looking to sign very young players. The Sunderland youth system is very good, you know. Former Sunderland man Jordan Henderson came through the youth ranks at Sunderland, and look at him, he is now the captain of Liverpool and one of the best English midfielders in the Premier League. So I don't really know a lot about this player, but I'm really hopeful that he will turn out to be a big talent. Jurgen Klopp said some very interesting words on Alisson's mistake in the Leicester game on the weekend. And I quote, "I said to him, it's the best game to do it in, because we still won. We learned from it. I told the boys we shouldn't use him in the wrong moments. He's not a solution for us. He is an option." And I fully agree with Jurgen Klopp. This was the best game to make this mistake in, because it didn't really cost points. It didn't really cost us a big trophy, like for example Karius's mistake in the Champions League final. And Karius made his debut for Besiktas, and he made a brilliant one-on-one save and some good saves in the first half and in the second half against Bursaspor. And then he got a yellow card for time wasting, and then in the 86th minute he made a huge error coming halfway out to collect the ball, and the former West Ham striker, who plays for Bursaspor, it was Diafra Sakho. He scored past Karius into the empty net, and Besiktas just drew the game away from home. So it was a big blunder again from Karius. It looks like his confidence is all over the place, and I'm actually just happy that he's not making these kind of errors at Liverpool. So I think he has a huge rebuilding job to do at Besiktas. But I'm sure that he will come good and he will turn out to be a good goalkeeper, just not at the level that Liverpool, want. And I'm just so happy that we have Alisson, even though Alisson made a big error. I think he will learn from it. And Alisson made some very interesting quotes after the game. He said, and I quote Alisson, "I'm angry that I made the mistake that put the team in a difficult situation. It was a bad judgment. I made a mistake reading the play. I didn't get a very good pass," and we talked about that in the dressing room, and I spoke to Virgil van Dijk about it. Just my comment, he's fully right. He's not blaming Van Dijk for his error, but he said that Van Dijk didn't make his job easier with that difficult pass that he received. But I agree with Alisson, but I also think that Jurgen Klopp thinks this, and Alisson agrees that he should have cleared the ball first time when he had the chance to do so. And Allison continues, "I'm not going to be stupid and make the same mistake. We have to learn from our mistakes. It is part of my game, but I'm not going to be arrogant to stand here and say I'm going to keep doing it." So it's very good to see Alisson coming out and actually accepting responsibility. And what is a huge difference between Alisson and Liverpool's previous goalkeepers, Mignolet and Karius, is that when Alisson makes a mistake, he carries on like nothing happened, and that's what winners do. That's what people who have this winning mentality and this very high self-confidence do. That even if you make a mistake, you have to carry on. And Alisson kept playing the same way that he did before his mistake. And he made some very good passes even after his mistake, and he was quick to release the ball, so he is learning from his mistakes. On the other hand, when Karius or Mignolet made a mistake like that, which cost Liverpool a goal, they looked a nervous wreck during the whole game, and even weeks after making the mistake in 3 or 4 games later, they looked nervous, collecting balls in the box or coming out for crosses, and that's the weak mentality. That's the fragile self-confidence that Karius and Mignolet has. If you even have a grain of doubt in your mind about your own ability, it shows in a high pressure environment like the Premier League. So that's what I admire about Alisson, that he has this very strong mentality, very strong self-confidence, that even if he makes a mistake, he carries on like it didn't happen. And that's what you have to do as a professional footballer. You can't let the mistakes affect your performance. And I'm sure that Alisson will learn from it. I'm sure that Alisson will be even a better goalkeeper because of this, because he will make the best, better judgment in terms of his next move. And Jurgen Klopp also commented on Fabinho, who is yet to make his Liverpool debut. And Jurgen Klopp was asked what was wrong with Fabinho, why hasn't he played? And Jurgen Klopp said, "Nothing, the team is good and he needs time. He could have been in the squad, of course, but it's quite difficult to make the squad at the moment because they are all fit. It's good to have the situation, as one might need a bit of time or the others are more used to it. That's the only reason. But he will come back, and now we have games every 3 days, and he has made big steps in the last few weeks. He could even play at the moment. Hopefully now Fabinho has games with Brazil, and then after he comes back we have games after games after games." And just my comment, Fabinho will play probably as a right back for Brazil, because he's the only senior right back in the Brazilian squad. I saw their whole squad for the upcoming international games, and Fabinho is the only like player who can really play right back. The others are just like youngsters, teenagers who can play right back. We have the whole of September, a lot of games only against top teams. We need all of the players, so that's good. We have come through the period where it looked like we didn't need all of them because we played quite a consistent lineup and their level in training was really high. That's all cool. Hopefully they all come back healthy, as we have to use them all because of the number of games. So I'm really happy with you know, this, because in previous years we would have been forced to throw Fabinho in from the start, even when he's not fully used to our style of play, and that could have cost us points. But now Liverpool's squad is so wide and so big that we can basically rest a £40 million, you know, defensive midfielder who is one of the best young defensive midfielders in world football. We can just keep him in training and get him used to the style of play that Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool play without risking anything, and that's a perfect and really good position for Liverpool to be in. So let me know what you think about all the stories that I talked about in the comments below, and thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Goodbye.